Are we on? We're on. Hello. Welcome to
Hi.
the Coffee Slut podcast. We have the incredible Veronica today. She is the owner of Odd Roots here in South Austin. It's a coffee shop. It's brand new. It's how old? A couple months?
We're at almost 6 months. We opened in August last year.
6 months, almost a year. I'm so excited to talk to her. She is a mom, she's a powerhouse, and she is here creating something in the Austin community that we definitely need, especially as a coffee shop owner and local. So, welcome.
Thank you. I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited to talk to you. And also, before we start, icebreaker, what is your coffee order from your
Mm.
place?
Okay, for my place, it's actually off the menu. I just do a triple shot honey brown sugar latte, oat
Ooh,
milk, hot. That's how I start my morning.
ah, love it. What time do you guys open?
We open at 7 during the week and then on the weekend at 8.
8. Okay, beautiful. I wanted to bring you on because it's obviously somewhere new and it's like kind of hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first went and first heard about it, your social media was great. I don't know who does
Yay!
it, but I was like, holy crap, like, where's this at? And then I saw that it was 8 minutes from me and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go. But before we start and before we get to the dream and where we're at now,
Sure.
I want to know more about what little Veronica was
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So I, as a child, was always very structured. I was very just in the books, do my studies, and always just logical. And I did what was expected. I was very competitive. I grew up playing sports, and and yeah, I think I some of the things that I always thought I didn't have creativity.
Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
I have an older brother. He's 3.5 years older.
Oh, beautiful. So younger sibling vibes. Is that correct?
Yes.
The youngest. The youngest are always, at least from my experience, the most like how do you say it? Like they do whatever they want whenever they want.
I would say I bossed my brother around a
Okay.
little bit.
Perfect. We love that.
No, we had a great relationship with one another. I often would play. He would play playing football outside our front yard, and I would be asked by his friends to come play, and I would be the quarterback. And so, yeah, definitely a great relationship with my brother.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was something that you were meant to do growing up?
Growing up, no, I never thought I was gonna have my own business. I didn't think that wasn't just not in my cards. But as an adult and reflecting back, there were definitely hints of leadership, community vibes. I I most like what I can remember the most is one of my favorite years of life was living in my 20s. It was my brother, my now husband, and my sister-in-law, and every night we were coming up with like some form of business idea.
Oh,
Like every day was a new business, or we were just continuing to build something. And they always told me, "You're going to be a CEO one day." I was like, "Yeah, no." Like I didn't have that confidence in myself. There's no way. But they always saw something in something that I didn't see. And I think with like just community, I've always been very much. I was always involved in like some form of community service, and I, went to Tijuana for like a week in high school, and we, you know, painted some of the schools in this small town that didn't have running water, and we made like a bunch of PB&J sandwiches and just gave that out. I was also in my uh, later 20s. I was a CASA, a court appointed special advocate for a child for 2 years, and really just gave her a voice in the court system. So I think there was always some form of like leadership, community that was a part of me. But again, I never thought that I would truly be like owning my own business.
hmm. How did all that make you feel though? Doing all that stuff, doing all that community service stuff, and helping others.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely who I am, and there's always, I think, in San Francisco and in the Bay Area, kind of lacks community. I think the community is different here in Austin, like specifically the neighborhood. Like I actually know my neighbors. I talk to them. My kids play with all of our friends. In the Bay Area, it's your family is your community, and then obviously your friends, but you don't really know who your neighbors are.
Yeah.
You just stay in your home, and that's, you do your own thing. And so for me, it was very purposeful to like ensure that there's connection, that we're giving back, and yeah, so it's always been rooted in me of doing something for community.
I see the little togetherness rooted in you.
Yeah.
I love that. So whenever you were doing all the things and you were helping people, what challenges did you face? Or I know you said community.
hmm
What did you finally see and it start clicking to you that we're missing community and these are the challenges that I'm having?
I think just as I look back as a child, I never felt I had like a passion for something. I didn't have like everyone would be like, "Oh, what are your hobbies?" I'm like, I don't know. I just like do my life and I do I do fun things, but I never felt connected to one thing. And kind of just went through life um, again as what was expected. You graduate high school, you go to college, you get a career. Even when it came to my career, in my college degree, I should say, I chose like the route that was going to be the most open ended business
Mm,
degree. I can do anything with the business degree. Never really again felt that something was there. It really wasn't until um, I said I was in HR, corporate HR at the time for about 15 years. And always in my gut was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be doing. It wasn't a chosen career. It was just kind of like where things kind of fell. Um, and so we decided to take the plunge, and we moved to Austin. Um, and I think at that time I had my I mean my first child, who was 2, and the second was on the way. And I knew I wanted them to grow up in a neighborhood when I was really young, which was more neighborhoodly, community vibed. Um, that was important for me for them to grow up in.
hmm
I wanted to be able to lean on a neighbor, but again, we just kind of like stood. You don't talk to you don't talk to
Yeah,
people, and so I think that was a big part of why we decided to move um, from the Bay Area to Austin.
I love that. Because kids, they want to be around people. They want to hang around with the kids the
Sure.
same age and create something that, oh, wow, like I remember all the memories I used to have in the
hmm
neighborhood with my mom's house and everything like that. And you realizing that and you feeling like, okay, I have to move. I can't be here anymore was probably scary too.
Terrifying, because again, my family was our community. We grew up. Gosh, we would get somebody would get an A on a test, and we'd be having a celebration. Like we would, it would be a Tuesday night. Like we, it doesn't matter what it was. If there was something to celebrate, the whole family was getting together. We're all hanging out in the kitchen. That's where the food and the drinks are, and we're just laughing. We could have seen them 2 days ago, but we still have many stories to share and laugh about. So that was the community, and so I was pulling my kids away from that to a place where my husband's from Texas. He's from Houston, so we had family in Houston,
hmm
but not that's like what, a 3-hour
Drive,
drive.
yeah.
It's not like an everyday thing that I was getting from my family at home. So that was terrifying. And the hardest, and I'm gonna try my best not to tear up through this podcast, but the hardest was leaving my mom and knowing that I'm taking her grandchildren away. Thank God for FaceTime because my kids are as close to her as any other family member because of FaceTime. And of course, now she travels all the time and visits us. But I think that was the most terrifying is building a community with friends, but not the community with family. And
hmm
my kids going to see that same value of family as that's so important to me.
Yeah.
So,
It is because we thrive on community. We
hmm
thrive on having pillars in our family, friends, and kind of like I'm taking the grandkids away. In reality, it's something I felt like you needed to do
hmm
to
absolutely.
create your story and what you have created now.
hmm
And becoming a mom, what has been the most challenging thing professionally?
Professionally,
Yes.
I think the balance of working, being present, being, ensuring that, their mom guilt is a real thing. Like you go, I go to work and I come home and they're like, "You haven't been here all day." I was like, that was a little exaggerated, but I they like I literally saw you like 2 hours ago. But I think the mom guilt of being a working professional, coming home, like you have to put that hat down and then you're a mom and you have to do all the things. And but on the other side is that they see the values of working and being able to balance the two. But it was a struggle. It's a struggle to, especially starting this business took so much time. The first, honestly, first, we're at 6 months, so we're starting to see like, some light at the horizon in terms of like my time and being more with my family and balancing. But those first few months were like nonstop.
Hmm.
I'm building this, I'm at the shop. And so they did, it was hard to be away from the girls. But I think that is just professionally the hardest is making sure that you still are present for your kids, you're present for your my husband, and showing up as a family, um, and balancing that
I
all.
think it's gonna be so cool when they're older. Be like, dude, my mom was grinding so hard for us, and look,
Yeah.
she has multiple locations now as they get older, which is crazy. Motherhood, what has been the most rewarding thing?
Well, I would say being a mom is the hardest job in the world, but the most rewarding job. I think just seeing they honestly, I think becoming a mom helped me identify like who I am and what I want, and pushed me to figure out what my passion is, because I don't want them to just go through life just doing what's expected. I
Hmm.
want them to find something that brings them joy and is aligned to what they value. And so honestly, it pushed me to like figure this out. um, so they've helped me open my eyes. I think seeing seeing the world through their eyes, so the innocence, is just in the creativity that these girls have is just I always like me and my husband created these things, like,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
they inspire me every day and they make me be just push me to be the best that I can be.
I love that, and
And
you're a girl mom.
I'm a girl mom. Oh boy, yes.
I heard
Already,
it's a different experience.
I was just talking to a friend yesterday who has two boys, and we were just saying, like, boys, and I have three nephews. Boys are just like physically more wild and just, but my girls, the emotions and the dramatics. I'm not ready for the teenage years. Like, I'm already getting, they're 8 and 6. I'm already getting the sassiness. Yeah,
I think
it's challenging.
it's so hilarious. So I'm not a mom, but I have a sister and a sister-in-law,
Yeah.
and they're both well, not. I mean, they're 18, 16. The sass.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I was not that sassy. I don't. I
I
swear I
don't think
wasn't.
I was. My mom, yeah, I don't think I was, but yeah, my oldest will get in my face and I'm like, you need to sit down.
It's just so crazy because I'm like, oh my god, the things that they say now, my mom would never let me slide.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister's the third born, so they they've expressed to me they're just tired, or
Yeah.
like they're just like, ah, we're
Yeah.
ready, we're good.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I would have been dead doing or saying that, but
It's all
hey,
about gentle parenting now,
right? It's
which
all about.
is that's challenging in itself.
I love that. And whenever your girls saw you create something, I know they're little, I know they're still
Yeah.
expressing, but what did they tell you, or how were they feeling?
So they just did their own podcast with me
Oh,
yesterday.
nice. Okay.
They and it always makes me proud and like I'm doing something right is when they are very interested in what I do. And so they did a little interview with me yesterday. Um, but I think just them, they one day a couple months ago created their own little Odd Roots camper out of cardboard, and they my oldest like painted it. My other one was working on building the espresso machine with these boxes. And so I'm like, they're watching me, and as much as like I feel that I sometimes am not completely there with them. Um, I'm doing something to inspire them, for them to like do, and then on the little hot cups they're writing "Have a great day," and they're all the little things that I do. They're watching, and that just made that whole experience, that whole day, just made me tear up because they will say, at times too. My oldest is very sweet, both of them, but she'll say, "Mom, I'm proud of you," and like that's huge for my 8-year old, and so I'm like, it makes me like, okay, I am doing this for a reason. She has goals of opening up her own business now. She wants to open up her own gym, and so I try to walk her through some of those steps. So it's like they're seeing that nothing can hold us back, and we can, whatever their dreams are, we'll figure them out and help each other
Yeah.
get them.
Creating their own opportunities
Hmm.
is awesome. And
Yeah,
giving them that young is like
yeah,
insane because nothing can stop them, especially starting that young. And
yeah,
the confidence they build up, the ambition, the
yeah,
drive,
exactly.
which is
Yeah.
incredible. Because I don't come from a family of entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
I don't. I had to figure out everything by myself and with my husband. And
Yeah,
I was just like, this is fucking insane. Like, this is
it's hard.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard. Like you said, the first couple months of the camper, like you had to be there all the
yeah,
time because it's your business. It's
yeah,
something you wake up thinking about, something you go to sleep thinking about. Like, how can I make this
yeah,
better?
absolutely.
Especially as like a coffee owner with the competition here in Austin. But
Hmm.
again, all the coffee owners I've met are very like supportive of each
Absolutely.
other.
That is something that I didn't anticipate, but anytime I would talk to people in the business coffee world, I would have thought like, oh, here's another one. Like, what is she gonna do? They're like, how can we help you? What can we teach you? What can we learn? Ask questions, and it was just like we could have more. Like, there's always room for more coffee and more creativity within the drinks, and that was just like, wow, this is like, s- it was just, I felt welcomed. I felt, appreciated to like, continue to hone this craft. And yeah, the community here is, it's awesome. It's everyone is there to support one another.
I love that. And there's enough space. Austin is
Yeah,
small,
yeah,
but there's enough
it
room. Like
is.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, you
yeah.
were one of the first ones. I'm like, finally a coffee shop opened up in South Austin. I'm like, I don't have to drive 15, 20 minutes
Right?
to go somewhere to get a coffee.
Yes.
It's very true and convenient whenever people are like, oh, I can just walk downstairs to go get coffee. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. I can't. But moving on to Odd
Yeah,
Roots, I want to know more because it's more than coffee. And I think coffee for me, that's why I named it the Coffee Slut Podcast, is about connection and
yeah.
about community. You can have experiences and make memories through food, but also coffee.
Hmm.
When I was growing up, it could be 10 p.m. and they'd be like, we're going to, like, I come from a Hispanic family. We
Yeah.
can have cafe and
Uh-huh.
bread, like
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah.
So, where did the name come from?
Yeah. So Odd Roots. I grew up during the summer. Um, my mom, my brother a little bit, but it was mostly my mom and I would go to a campground from Memorial Day to Labor Day. It was called Oddfellows Recreation Center, OFRC, in Northern California, on the Russian River, and the place was called Oddfellows. So, and at this place, it was the same families that would go every summer. So it was people from all of the Bay Area, but we wouldn't see them during the school year. We only came in together and saw each other during the summer. And it was like just this, there was a good group of friends. So I just loved that place and what that meant. And I loved that it was, the trees and like just the whole atmosphere, the environment that I loved. Didn't want to name it Oddfellows. It's completely just straight from what that name was, but I was like, okay, how can I pay a little homage to it? So I took the odd, figured, okay, Austin is odd. That kind of flows. Um, and then roots, I blend that together. When I look at the name as a whole, putting kind of odd my summer camp aside, I think odd for me is like everyone has a unique story. Everyone is different. We all come from different paths. There's an I in the O of the logo right there. And that is about being curious and inquisitive and wanting to know about you and getting to know about one another. Um, the roots is really about our foundation, the people and the places that make us who we are. And I think together, Odd Roots is, we can all come together over a cup of coffee and learn from each other, express, just all of our differences and feel some form of connection.
I love that. I didn't even notice the I in the O. I was just like, oh, cute. There's a little, there's a little
A
dot.
little
I
dot.
didn't know, I didn't know it was an I, but that's so cute. Like, see, like little details like that, especially when you're creating your own business, especially like a coffee shop. I always like to say, what makes this coffee shop different when people ask me, I'm like, oh, it's the owner. It's the team. Every time I go, they're like, hi, they
Yes.
remember you, that they start
Yeah,
remembering the
good.
regulars. I forget her name. She's the blonde with the glasses.
Fiona.
Fiona. Every time I see her, she's like, "What's up, girl? How are you? What's new?" And I'm like, "Oh, girl, you're so sweet." Like just the friendly, like, and it's like authentic. It's not like,
Mhm.
like if I went to Starbucks and just like, "Hey."
I like to say some of my HR background helps me
Yes.
with that. I think I have always, I don't know, I think in HR, a lot of employees fear going to HR. Like, they're just gonna fire me. I'm like, but I always took a human approach. I'm like, dude, we're all people, we're all
Mm.
humans. And so having that authenticity, and I think with the hiring, I really found people that were genuinely them. And I really hone in on customer service. I think that is also part of my like retail experience and like customer service is key, but it's got to be genuine. It's not, don't force it. Just
Mhm.
have, if there's people that don't want to talk, then we just, we're friendly. But genuine connection and authenticity is what we have in our values and we live by every day.
I love that. And really no, like really creating a team. Like that's a powerhouse is probably
Hmm.
the hardest thing. Like you said, you were looking
Yep.
for people who are authentic, who fit what you were looking
Yeah.
for. And I think it's crazy because I've heard a lot of stories about HR, like anywhere you work. And I'm like, but they're the ones who help you. They're the ones who like have to get
Yes,
everything
that's
together. I'm like, that's the whole point.
team
That's why they're there.
culture. There's some fun things that we do.
They plan stuff you probably don't even know
Yeah.
about. But I do want to ask, what do you feel like besides team
Yeah.
and like culture? What makes Odd Root different? Like when it comes down to the coffee,
Yeah. I think our curated menu. We
because y'all just changed it, correct?
So we change our menu
Okay.
seasonally.
Okay.
So every quarter, we have a new menu. Hopefully, it'll be like on rotation, so not like every time it's a new one. But we're currently in our winter menu. But every drink has a story. Every drink, we try to evoke nostalgia
Okay.
and bring you back to some place. We have our coconut bay matcha. And that one, when you drink, it's like you're going on vacation, you're going to Hawaii. And for one of my teammates, when she first had a sip of it, it reminded her of her like coconut snow cones that she would get as a child.
Wow. Okay.
And so those are the moments when it can actually like evoke some memory. That's what we try to do with every drink. The old timer, um, the first time my husband tried it, it brought him back to like sitting at his front porch with his grandfather, and like, it was a natural like feeling that he had. And so like everything that we do is curated specifically for something. um and I think not only our drinks, but we also do toast, and we everything is fresh, made to order. We try to come up with, healthier options, but not prepackaged. We're not doing any grab and go. We make it fresh, and try to bring in some unique kind of flavor mixtures. Um, but we're very intentional with our menu. Also, don't want to have like a gazillion things on the menu. It's
Yes.
very, we have like 4 or 5 specialty drinks. We can always create new ones and random ones. Like the baristas love creating new stuff, but I think that's what makes us special is that we we do truly try to tell a story with everything on our menu.
Yeah, and I love that it's not a lot. Like I love that it's a small menu. There's
Mhm.
like 5 drinks and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, perfect." I tell everybody this. I've tried so many coffees here in Austin and then the first time, okay, it's good. I go back, it's not good because it's the consistency.
Consistency is absolutely key.
It's the biggest thing. And
Uh-huh.
I've talked to a couple owners that I love and I'm just like, I come back because you're consistent. I come back because you're
Yep.
consistent. Cuz
Yep.
that's what brings people back.
Absolutely. And I tell my baristas when they're onboarding, your old timer needs to taste exactly like her old timer.
Wow.
We follow the recipes, and like we dialed it into like how far down on the pump do we go in terms
Okay.
of like it. I think that also comes from my corporate background. I'm very structured, also as a child. But I think I'm very operational and very structured. But the team loves that because they know what to expect. They know, and we all want consistent quality.
Mhm. And I haven't even tried the toast.
Oh,
I
you're
need to
missing
try it. I know, I need to try it, I need to
out.
try it. I saw the avocado toast with the eggs,
Yes.
and I was just like, "I see you guys making it." And I'm like, "Oh my god, they don't have anything like you were saying
No.
pre-prepped." Like,
Yep.
it's made there.
Yes.
We love sourdough, and it's always on sourdough.
Uh-huh.
What about the pastries?
Yeah, pastries we get from a local bakery, Easy
Tiger,
Tiger.
okay.
So we do those on the weekends as well, just to kind of balance out the crowds. And there's a lot more kids that come on the weekends, so they often try to go, more for the sweeter stuff. So we do offer that. We try to, all as much as we can get from local suppliers, local roaster. Our coffee is from our local roaster Sightseer. And so we all of our ingredients we try as best as we can, not everything we can, but the majority of our stuff is going to be all from local support,
Businesses.
local businesses.
I appreciate that, and it's authentic, it's great. The matcha is really good. What's the cream that you have on top?
It's a cream cheese cold
Cream
foam.
cheese cold foam,
Yeah.
and oh my god, it's so good. I love the old timer. I already got it twice, and I was like, "This is so good" because it has vanilla bits in it. Correct? The
It
little bit.
has a little bit of an orange zest.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That was on me. You can see I'm just a coffee drinker. I'm not back there making the drinks and being the scientist back there. But whenever you got the place, how the location,
Mhm.
what came down to location and figuring that out?
Yeah, location was key for me. So I live right around the corner
Mhm.
from Odd Roots, and I there wasn't anything nearby, and so I was determined. I've been there for 7 years, and everyone in the community like, we need a coffee shop. We need a coffee shop. And one of those things that I've always had like a dream. Like I've always talked about doing some form of coffee wine bar. And so I was like, I'm gonna do this, but I want to do it like in the community. And so a couple months I was going through different areas. There's not many opportunities of locations in our area, in our community, because it's all still developing.
Mhm.
There's there are some like brick and mortars, but that was a little bit too big of a leap for me initially. I wanted to start with the camper. So I approached Victory Outreach, the church that we are on their lot, and talked to the pastor and said, "Hey, this is my idea. I think it would be great for our community. What do you think?" After about a month back and forth, I submitted as they were thinking. I submitted like what it would look like. They're also from the Bay Area, so there was like a connection there, and he said, "Let's do it." And so we ended up making ground. We built out the foundation, and yeah, it's been an awesome location. And yeah, and the church has been great with
I'm so
having
jealous
us.
for everybody who walks there. They just go walk and they just go leave, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay. Because I know the biggest thing is like the camper and then the location. I
Mhm.
didn't know that about right here, like in our area, that there's not a lot of places right now
Mhm.
because it's still developing. There's still a lot
It's
happening,
like a
like in
lot of gas
Easton Park.
station opportunities, but that wasn't really my
Yes,
vibe.
I know, right? And I want to know, you came up with the name, you found the location, the decoration. of the camper
Aw.
because it's so cute. It's so memorable. It's like, okay, that's odd roots. That's where we're at. And the whole, because it's a vibe. I'm like, every time I go, I'm like, I gotta take a picture because it's such a vibe.
All about the brand. I
Yes.
think, yes, it's coffee, but we're building a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything I do, to the logo with the eye, like everything is detailed. Um, and it's
What does a brand mean to you? Like, what
this
does
is
that
gonna
mean?
be it's gonna be more than just like you don't just come for coffee. I mean, you think of brand. I'm not trying to like go corporate like Starbucks or
Hmm.
Dutch Bros, but when you see the logo, you know that's Starbucks.
Yes.
I want people to like that's Odd Roots. They see the logo, that's Odd Roots. So I think the brand like drives people. When what your aesthetics looks like is gonna bring people to come and want to try. And so from the the design and the look. Um, there's things of like making this like a lifestyle. Like, how can I expand this? Not just coffee, but as of right now, like it's a brand. I want people to see that logo and say that's Odd Roots Coffee. Um, so when we comes to yes, the camper, I had an amazing designer help me bring my vision to life. Her company's Indigo Creative, and she really like got it to the T of like I had, again, I don't like blank canvases. And so I was like, just rattled out like all of my vision. And then she came up with this beautiful design. And so have that. But yes, it is still a trailer. And so I need some plants and I need some like outdoor decor. I love I loved our Christmas decor. Now it feels a little bare. And so I'm like, I need to put something. I need to like add more. We'll get there. We're working on it. But
Exactly. That's how I
I think
felt with
it's
the
it is
tree.
when you're at home, right? Like you
Yeah.
take everything down, you're like, oh man, it's so bare.
Exactly. That's how I felt with the tree. I was just like, I don't want to get rid of this tree.
Yes.
And all the girls telling my husband, just do a Valentine's like decoration on the tree.
People do
They
that.
do
Just
that. So it's like, but I was asking brand because there's a lot of people who don't understand like what branding means
Mm.
and what it comes down to.
Mhm.
Because I've expressed this in like a series I'm doing. I thought a brand when I started like just my coaching business was just a logo and a name.
Mm.
But no, it
It's
comes
a
down
whole
to the
thing.
colors. Okay, that's XYZ, like that's Target, that's Starbucks,
It
that's
comes
etc.
down to the fonts that you
Mhm.
use. It's just like every detail within the business has to be all cohesive. Our social media, there's a cohesion. There's even there's stories behind how we do what we do. So all of it, even when our come to our drinks and we're whipping up some new ideas, it has to stay within my guidelines and my so that it doesn't we don't start going super super sweet because that's not part of our brand. We're very minimal. Make sure that coffee is tasting. So it's just kind of it's like that
Yeah,
whole thing.
the whole thing. Yeah. And when people ask me too, and like I'm pretty sure businesses and people have already asked you, there's like this whole branding palette or like this whole page, like this is what the colors
These are the
are,
colors.
the
Yep.
fonts, what we're trying to bring, what we want people to think of
Yes.
when they think of Odd Roots.
Yep.
And you just like explained it perfectly to the T because there's a lot of people who want to build their own brand, that want to
Mhm.
start something, whether that's coffee or something else. Branding is so important. And I've learned the hard way that you have to know what describes you,
Yep.
what describes your business, and what you're creating.
It was definitely the a lot of times businesses will put that not as much investment at the beginning. There's a lot of investment that goes on with starting a business. My thing was I'm going to invest on the branding because that is what's going to stay with you and that's how people are going to, that's your reflection. And so that was honestly where I started was like bringing the whole vision to life and my website, my the just the design of my trailer that is kind of where I started was like putting the vision to life and
Yeah.
then everything else is going to has to align with that
Mm-hmm.
those brand
I,
guidelines.
yeah, it's just so hard and something I wish I did that first. I did that first with this,
Mhm.
but my coaching business was just everywhere. I was just like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, But now people, when they think of Odd Roots, when they think of the Coffee Slut podcast, oh, I know the
Yeah,
brandings, I know the colors,
exactly.
exact, like,
Yeah.
period. So whenever, since you brought it up, the investing portion, you don't have to say how much or anything, but what did you know, or did you have a number in your head, like, I need to save this much money to start this, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, there was being in corporate HR, I had a good salary. About a 2 years prior when I said, I'm like, "This is it, we're doing it." All of our savings, like, we put that aside. I basically I have spreadsheets for everything. And so, I think where I also, not only through, like, my background in business, but, I did go to Texas Coffee School up in Arlington,
Oh, okay.
and I highly recommend it. So I invested myself in that. I didn't have coffee background other than I like drinking coffee and
Hmm.
I kind of know what I like and don't like. Um, but I had imposter syndrome of like, who's going to really take me seriously opening a coffee shop and you have no experience. So I did spend a lot of my investment in training for myself, but went to Texas Coffee School. They have an amazing curriculum. It's 3 days. And one day is just business and operations to telling us like what to expect financially, this is how much percentage you need to put towards marketing. This is what you need. Like it was like literally laid out. And I don't know if I would have been able to be as successful without that playbook.
Yeah.
And so that really helped set the foundation for my just budgeting and what I needed to do. Um, so it was a lot of training for myself. It was the trailer itself, and and then you have to have like your buildup of safety net for 3 to 6 months,
Hmm.
should it not be successful as you hope. And so
Hmm.
making sure you have those reserves. And so between my husband and I, we were able to really put our numbers together and make it work.
That's awesome. And then budget for team too. Like that was another thing. I was pretty sure. I don't know how many people you started off with.
We had 4 people, so now four, so 5 including myself, but we have 3 baristas right now and
Okay.
myself.
Nice. And then hours, you're closed what days?
Close on Mondays.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 to 3, Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 3, Saturday and Sunday.
I love. And then y'all showed up for that winter storm, right? That the day before.
Oh my gosh! So lots of prep, lots of late nights. My husband was a trooper. He helped me. This was one thing that I was like, I don't like maintenance. I don't like when things break down. I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, same,
So,
same.
but we're learning, and I'm feeling empowered because when a screw falls off, I know how to screw it on now.
Yeah.
But we, just kind of chat GPT'd it and like, what do we need to do? I talked to like, there was, we're friends with some other coffee shops, trucks. And I said, what are you guys doing? And so we all kind of, again, we just like, this is what we're doing, that we're supporting. So we wrapped our wires with some heated wire, our pipes with some heated wires. We would stay there for like 2, 3 hours, at night to keep the trailer at a good. We'd have our toaster on,
Oh
put
wow.
we had the space heater, and we would wait till it get to 70 degrees, and then we would leave and let the space heater do its thing overnight.
Okay. Cool.
Come in first thing in the morning, turn on and just warm it back up. We had my espresso machine wrapped in a nice sleeping bag.
Because some people who like some owners that I know, like they stopped, like they were closed for a couple of days
Yeah. So we
because
were
of it.
closed we did have to close one day. It was that Sunday that, honestly it was, yes, for the safety of our trailer, but it was the safety. I didn't want anybody driving in that. So it was the safety of our community and the employees, right? Like take the day. We're all just like, we all said it was kind of, God's way of saying like everyone just needs to chill out.
Chill out.
Take a break.
I know it feels like an apocalypse whenever
Yeah.
things like that happen. I'm just like, you know what? I don't feel guilty anymore for staying.
No. So,
Do
yeah.
you remember your first viral moment, like on TikTok or Instagram?
Oh, Yes. So it was on TikTok, which TikTok is really hard to crack, but it was early on, and it was our video on that we don't upcharge for alternative milks.
Mm.
And I remember we posted it, and then I would look on, and I'm like, we had like 50 likes or whatever. But then I would like literally upload it, and it was just like like all the views would just like keep going up, and I'm like, what did we do differently? We're trying to like decipher it, but that was just like the coolest thing. And then now we're getting a lot more love on Instagram, and I it's yeah our socials, we have a lot of fun with
They're
those.
funny. They make me laugh. I'm just like, "Ugh, they're just having fun in there. Like, oh my God. Because I saw you guys from a viral video and I think it was that one. I think it was that
Uh-huh.
one too. And I was like, damn, that's nice. Like, there's a lot of people that charge for alternative milks. But yeah, all the support the community shows out every time
Mhm.
y'all repost everybody. Like it makes me happy when you guys repost me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they repost literally
Yeah.
everybody. Y'all collab with everybody. So many like Austin creators and like
Yeah.
foodies are going to go support, and I'm so excited because I'm gonna start a series, and it's called the Coffee Slut Top Five,
Uh-huh.
and y'all guys are in there for me. So I was like so excited. So I
Yay!
need to like figure that out and go with him to
Yes.
go record
It's
everything.
it's honestly, I think Fiona might have asked me one day, like, it was probably like in December. She goes, Veronica, have you like just like paused and like appreciated what's going on? And I was like, no, like, da da da, like, get to work. We got to do, and
You're like, I have 5 orders right
yeah,
now. I can't be talking about
yeah.
that right now.
But like when I get constant 5-star reviews and just like the community feedback, like it's kind of surreal. It's I anytime someone does post, absolutely, I'm gonna repost it because like it's love for us, it's love for you all, like sharing how much you love us, and so it's we love the support, and it's just yeah, it's sometimes surreal like how much people are loving what we bring.
And that's hard as a business owner, though. You're always focused on what's next. What can we
Yeah,
do to improve? Because a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of entrepreneurs I've talked to, like, don't you ever just sit down and
yeah,
just
it's
appreciate
hard
what
to
you've
it's
built?
hard to do that.
I might not have 5 coffee orders to make trying to get that answer out, but it's something we struggle, and I think it's something we struggle a lot as a society in general.
Yeah,
Like, we're just like, okay, how can we make better? How can we keep up? How can we do
yeah.
this? What do you do to like bring yourself down and be like, okay, I can't believe this is happening, or just want to be present?
I think that's like the probably one of our biggest like um values is like being present and slowing down. And so I always have to do what I say, or what is it? Do what I say, not as I do,
Hmm.
kind of thing. Is like just kind of like actually take time in the morning and pause, enjoy your coffee. My husband and I have Monday mornings because we're closed on Mondays, and so kids are at school. Him and I will go try different coffee shops, and we reflect, and we like, what did we do well last week? What do we need from each other? We recognize each other's like what each of us accomplished, and those have been like when we don't do it, I'm like, I need to have that connection with my husband because it grounds me, and so that's like those slow mornings. Much as I don't get them anymore because I'm going straight to the shop, I cherish those Monday mornings with my husband, and I hope that's what people will come to Odd Roots to do.
Hmm.
Is they're coming to slow down, to just have a seat, drink some coffee, share with one another, and so that's um oftentimes I need to like, okay, Veronica, go back to doing stuff like that because it is important, and you need to like honor what you're doing, and just be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, we can't fill from an empty cup. By the way, it's not. It's
Yes,
not possible.
exactly,
It's not possible at
exactly.
all. What do you see Odd Roots serving people beyond just coffee?
It's I think coming to Odd Roots, like I want people to feel seen, to feel heard. There's so much going on in the world these days. Um, we're welcoming, obviously, of everybody. I think it's just sharing and learning from one another,
Mhm.
and um, that's truly what we hope to bring to the community. Um, and I hope people feel that. Yes, obviously, come for the coffee because it's good, but have a conversation with us. We
Mhm.
absolutely love chatting with people, and hearing all the crazy stories that everybody has, and it's fun. It keeps us going. We love to have those conversations. So I think that's what sets. I mean, there's a lot of coffee shops that do that, so I don't know if that sets us apart, but that truly is like who we want to who we are is building just that connection and getting to know each
Yeah. But what sets Odd Roots apart is you and your
other.
team and like what you guys have to bring. Because it's true. If you have a business with not a great team or a great
Yeah.
experience, people don't go back. People are
Mhm.
like, no, I don't want to go back. But the time you get to Odd Roots, it's like, hi, what can I get you? And like it's authentic. It's
Yeah.
genuine. It's like, how can we make your day? Or like,
Yeah.
what struggles are you going through? Oh, I'm so sorry, but I hope this
Yeah.
makes your day
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Remembering somebody's name
Absolutely.
makes them feel better.
Oh, we try our hardest. Sometimes it's hard. I know the face. I know that we know the drinks, but the names, we're getting there.
We're
We're
getting
getting
there.
there.
What are moments inside Odd Roots that remind you this is why I do this?
Honestly, I think it's when somebody will genuinely come back and say there was one particular customer. She left. She had her drink. She left, and it was probably like maybe 2 hours later, and she drove up, and I was like, oh no, what? She came like what is she gonna tell us? And she just told us that was like one of the best drinks she's ever had, and I had to stop and I had to come tell you thank you. And so I was like, whoa! I was like that. I thought she was coming to like tell me the drink was horrible or something was wrong with it. But
We think the worst of the worst, right? I'm like,
yeah,
wait, what's
so
going on?
that moment right there was like, okay, we're doing it right. I think another why I do this moment was, and we have this. I was doing, and we are still doing. We do these coffee connection series on Instagram, but it was a grandfather and a college student granddaughter, and they were just sitting there, and so I was like, I introduced myself, started chatting with them. He was battling cancer for the last couple of years, but every she goes to Texas A&M, so every time she comes back home, they go out and try different coffee shops, and they sat, and I got to know them a little bit more. And he told me like, you're set up, like you just have something good going here, and the place is beautiful, your team is great, the coffee is good. He goes, you're gonna do well. And I was like, for him to like, I was just getting to know them, but he took that time to tell me that, and I just, it was a very tearful, joyous moment that people are seeing like what I want to,
Mhm.
and so they of course were willing to share their story on our post, and he still likes our all of our posts every now and then. So I think those are just like when we're getting genuine feedback from people unsolicited, and that just makes me proud of myself and my team.
It's awesome when people start seeing what you are
Hmm.
seeing. And I love that from my grandfather. That's so
Yes,
cute.
it was a sweet
Oh,
moment.
people are so sweet. So, moving forward, what are you looking forward in 2026 for Odd Roots?
Yeah, I think it's still a question. I'm still working on my yearly
It's still
goals,
early. It's still
but
early.
I think growth, for sure, is in the works. Continuing to just build the community. I think we're looking at what is that next step in terms of, is it another camper, is it a brick and mortar? We are still working through that, but there's more of us to come for sure. What that'll look like, we don't quite I don't quite know yet, but just continuing to grow, build new things into our menu, um, and uh, and there's probably gonna be a little bit more community events and things like
I love
that.
that.
But yeah, I'm on a growth mindset.
Yeah. I love that. And I do want to ask, for somebody who is scared to take a leap, what would you tell them?
I think, yeah, confidence can come after the action. I think that was my biggest struggle, is that I was like, I can't do this. I think imposter syndrome is a real thing. Like, I was like, I can't do this. But my confidence in myself came, like, is coming now. Like, I'm like, okay, this is happening. So taking that leap of faith, um, you have to, I think, getting like getting a good support system, because it is like, you need, like, thank goodness I have my husband to lean on and to be supportive. Not everyone may have that, but like, who in your friend network can you lean on when times get tough? You need to be able to lean on someone for just support, just to vent. So really find that, but that confidence will come, and just find what truly brings you joy, and do it. And it's never too late to do that, um, and really just find something that aligns to your own values and who you are, and just go do it.
Do
Just
it.
do it.
Yes, exactly. I do love the part where you said, like, confidence can come after, because confidence takes time to build. Like, it takes a
Hmm.
long time, and imposter syndrome is real. If you don't believe it or not, it is. And because there's a lot of people, I think I've read, like, recently, that 50%, at least from what I saw, like
Uh-huh.
45 or 50% of Americans will be self-employed by, I forgot what year. And I'm just like, holy shit, like, people are actually going for it. They're doing it. They're tired of the corporate world, or they're tired of them not seeing their value, because every person matters. And as a business owner, I know you know that, like, your team matters, your family matters, that support matters
Hmm.
always.
Hmm.
What would you tell little Veronica if she would see could she if she could see you now?
Continuing to be, like, just follow who you are, be yourself, have the confidence in yourself, and um and just, yeah, follow your path, follow what you'll figure it out. um Continue to be authentic. You don't have to be perfect. um just be you, and be willing to learn and try new things.
I love it. I do want to say, if you want to go try their coffee ASAP.
Yay.
Can you give them the address?
Yes, it is 9600 Old Lockhart Road in Austin,
Beautiful.
Texas.
South Austin, per se.
South
Uh,
Austin. Yes.
and I'm going to put their socials, like all of them, in the description below. Please go try their coffee. Please go support small businesses, because they are the pillars of this country. They are the pillars of each city, and just continue to support. I love it. Is there anything else you want to sign off with?
No,
Okay,
thank you
beautiful.
so
It was so fun having you.
much.
If you want to support us as well, please go subscribe,
Please
because
do.
that will help us a shit ton. And I will put it down in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.